Yeah, keep walking. Keep walking. That's fucking rude! What the fuck? Hello?
Hey guys, it's Merrick. Recently I picked up BattleBit and I've been having a really good time with it, so I'm going to take my first shot at a gameplay commentary for that today. I'm looking at a couple of matches of Rush. In both these matches I'm running the AK15 with the tactical barrel and the B25 grip, although if you wanted to maximize the vertical tick reduction, you could run the vertical grip instead. I haven't really played this map before, so as soon as I spawn in, I head to the nearest point and I try to receive the push and just see where they're going to be coming from. Because they still need to get up to the compound in the first place, this is generally where you can take a few shots uncontested, but you still gotta be careful. While most people will make a break for cover, some of them will take shots, especially because this is the time that they will have a good tight line of view if you try to stop the push. So I find a good window, and I just try to hold and stop the approach. But I wind up hearing somebody running close to me, and I'm reloading so I can't really stop him from crossing. Pushes in, I take a shot, but he has a suicide vest on, so I get taken out instead. On the respawn, I run back into the same point, and I find a door out to the left, so I take the opportunity and try to get a good flank if I can't get some pickoffs. Considering there's been pressure on this side for most of the game so far, I hold this position outside, and it doesn't take very long before I see somebody else, so I wind up trying to hold this as long as I can. After a little more rotating, I am able to find another pick, shortly before a teammate takes it upon himself to whisper into my ear. Takes me a moment to locate him, but once I do, I'm immediately punished for being a good person, and I should never do it again. I shouldn't have looked at him! After realizing my mistake, this guy does manage to trade out the kill and pick me up. We have a little bit of a situation where we heal each other and all that. And I decide I have to go back inside. Besides the fact that I was punished for being a good person, my spot seemed to have attracted a lot of attention, and it's not exactly a good, quiet flank spot anymore. As I'm rotating back in, I manage to see somebody crossing the field. I do what I can there, but I get taken out when I get greedy and overextend, and we have to round up running it back. But off of that spawn, I'm kind of disoriented and I actually run the wrong direction, but it winds up working out because I wind up accidentally catching somebody coming off of the tower. Now, if I were smart, I would have noticed that there were people up in the tower, even though my teammates didn't communicate as such. This guy is looking up into the heavens, and he's either a turkey trying to drown himself, or he's trying to tell me that there is somebody up above. After that good catch, I make it back up to the front, walk out my side door again, and immediately die. Off of that, I'm actually talking to chat about the vertical weapons options you have, and off of spawn, I'm immediately met with a bunch of angry people. A brief scan shows the left flank is mostly clear, so I actually head into the building to try to cover the point. In a rare moment of communication, my teammate tells me there's somebody to the left, but the guy down the hallway already cleaned him up, so I just swing the outside.
To the left.
Everything you own in a box to the left? As I'm sweeping out here, I don't see anybody on the left, and I catch a few people coming down the hill. I see one dip behind the building, and I'm able to kind of get an assist on the other, so I expect this guy to peek out from the left side. I actually cut the video there, but he doesn't come around the corner for almost like a full 30 seconds, so I just move on because he's gone somewhere else. I'm not seeing much action at point B, so I move over to A, and it's seeming like there's a bit more action over here. For this next phase, there's a lot of action that happens really quick, so I'm going to start now. I immediately try to heal up, and fall under a huge amount of pressure as they swing from point A over to point B, and I struggle to try to keep up with the push. As I'm healing up, somebody nades through this window, which is the first indication I have that shit's hitting the fan, and as I rotate back, I try to grab the closest angle I can and immediately find someone there. It feels this isn't just a small push, so I toss a nade, and I try to get another pick off before I heal, expecting that I'm not actually going to be able to get it off. As I go for the nade, I see another person run in front of me, confirming that I'm in Shit's Creek. However, I actually misplay this next part. Forgetting that I had reloaded during my panic, I try to reload again, and I waste time that I could have used to heal up. Because of that, my gun isn't up to stop this guy breaching through the hole in the wall, and if I had been able to pre-fire that corner, I could have stopped the push before it started, and that situation could have looked entirely different. Knowing that the point is collapsed, I try to run back immediately and just get caught by somebody hiding in the back somehow. And when I try to grab a teammate spawn to go deal with the situation, I actually find someone else laying in the back, trying to pick off people rather than help push the point. Being that this is the second guy I've seen in a well-entrenched position behind our line, I decide to take the high ground so that I can check the top of the other silos and see if there's anybody else on the roofs or trying to be sneaky behind us. It also gives me a good line of sight on the whole left flank where they were actually pushing up before. As is the confirmation of a left side push, I push aggressively towards it because that's just what I do, and I try to make as best of a situation as I can, seeing if I can take a chunk out of it or clean it up.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
I'm able to thin it out a little bit, but not a whole lot, and by the time I get back to point B, they're already pushed in again, and I just kind of free die because I wasn't respecting or expecting it.
Bogey's on it!
Didn't even see the guy fucking planting. I thought he was a dead body. The nearest place I can spawn is point A. I kind of walk onto point without really paying much attention before I catch myself, and then I make the transition towards point B, where I actually run into a lot of confrontations as I'm trying to rotate just between the sites.
Thank you.
While fighting here, I hear somebody yelling for a medic, but I thought there was already somebody picking him up, so I get very worried that I'm getting flanked. This prompts me to rotate off of that window, and I actually find an amazing flank into the B bomb site. I have a good opportunity, and I manage to take out the two closest to me, and I'm fairly confident, if I can do that quickly, that I'll also get the guy straight across. But I didn't clear or expect somebody in the corner behind me, so I'm not actually sure if this was a good or bad decision, but I definitely should have checked my corners, or at least been a little more aggressive about positioning into the container and out of most of the sightlines. I either should have committed hard to the push, or I should have committed much harder to the clear and been slower about it. But we lost bomb site B, and as I spawn and try to push bomb site A, I see that they've actually taken the school type, container, whatever building on the outside. It's giving them a great position to actually cover the bomb. I can't clear the bomb with all that open vision there, so instead I go to clear the building, hoping that somebody else can clear the bomb as there's nobody to shoot them. I'm very happy to say that I'm not the only one, nor the first, to come up with this idea, as there's already a squad of people that have cracked open the building and are clearing it out. I just give them the assistance that I can, and I wind up checking most of the dead bodies, because you'd be very, very surprised in this game, when everything's made out of blocks, how much a guy laying prone and not moving looks like a dead body. But my teammates are very thorough when this building's actually cleared. They also managed to defuse the bomb, and then we changed sides. I ended the first round at 29-9, and as we come to attacking side, I see the building that I have just been clearing. We remember how good it was for this team to actually take point A, or at least contest point A, so I push it and try to grab control of it. Only when I get here do I realize that this is where point A is spawned for them, and I learn that these spawns are not static. So I just try to find a place to defend and hold the building, expecting them to come to us now that we have the bomb planted already. So I just rotate around the building, take peeks out the sides and the windows, and keep an eye on the bomb in case somebody's trying to be sneaky.
I got you guys. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, comrade.
As the bomb explodes, I start to push out towards point B, and I get a few people encounter along the way.
Got you, Jackie.
I, however, get hit on the flank before I make it there and catch a few deaths as I try to make it to the bomb site.
Can't react. Oh.
I get dinked by a sniper, and the only place that I could have gotten shot from is that water tower out in the distance. I was moving pretty slowly and standing still, but it was still a pretty good shot, but I try to alert somebody that there's a sniper there, hoping one of our snipers can deal with it, because I am not effective at that range. But if you really thought that me being out of effective range would stop me from trying to shoot this man, you have never watched one of my videos before. I have more than too much faith in humanity, and I assume one of the million people on my team, even though it's only 32, should have shot this guy by now, and I kind of peeked the window expecting the smoke to cover me, and not really thinking as it clears. So I catch another shot from the sniper, and then I just push out along the side, trying to secure the point, but if this area had been clear, I would without a doubt have tried to push over and flank that sniper. I push up here and I get hit from the side by somebody I actually saw shooting but kind of just didn't register, and just as I respawn, the round ends, we were able to get both explosives off. As the first match ends, we went 29-9 the first round and 9-2 the second. If you're combining, that gives us a 38-11 score for that match. I could have ended the video here, and if you think this would have been a good endpoint, please do let me know, because I wasn't sure if the video was too short, but because I thought it might have been, I decided to include a second short game to quickly give some commentary on. This is another map I have never before seen, and I actually spent like the first 3 or 4 minutes just sitting on point A expecting somebody to come push, when never actually receiving a push from the enemy. And I wind up seeing absolutely nobody until I start to push towards point B, and that trend continues for the entirety of the match. As I get out of the first engagement, I try to pick this guy up, but I have to bandage myself first, and as I finish rezzing this guy, I see an ally come around the corner that I wasn't expecting, and I really just thought I was dead. Demonstrating my expert map knowledge, I push into where I last saw the enemy, which is this empty convenience store, and I try to follow them to wherever I can. Turns out that's not very far, as the next 2 feet walk into their territory, which is their spawn area, so I have to back up, and I wind up pushing towards point B for real this time. But I wind up taking a long-range fight at an angle that's not as tight as it should be, and winds up exposing me to multiple areas at once. And while I wind up doing all right here, I overextend and wind up losing out to a bolt action. Because I'm not in the squad, I have to respawn all the way back at the headquarters, and it takes me literally 3 minutes to get to the front, only to lose the first fight because I wasn't paying enough attention. It takes me a little over an actual minute or so to get back to even where the points are, and even then, again, point A is receiving essentially no pressure, so I rotate around a little bit making sure it's secure, and then try to head somewhere else. I'm fairly certain this guy rezzed somebody, and after I drop on him, I am looking for who he rezzed when this dead body starts talking shit to me.
Yeah, keep walking. Keep walking. That's fucking rude! What the fuck? Hello?
Hello? Goodbye.
With order restored and the simps flocking to her location, I'm now cleared to move up. I advance kind of slowly because there's some people in this building on my right, but I'm able to go get the res on this guy, and I find myself pushing back towards this convenience store because I see there's some people in there, and I might be able to get some kills.
Thank you.
As I push in, I see someone shooting on the close shelf, so I get an easy flank there. And then the muzzle flash alerts me to a guy in the back corner for a second perk up, and there's obviously somebody coming through this doorway that they free-fired through for a third. After recovering, bandaging, reloading, and all that nice stuff, I'm ready to go get more of a fight, so I push up, aggressively hoping to find more, only to remember that this is, yet again, still their spawn area. I look around for an extra area to fight, and I get taken out, but by the time I respawn, the round has actually ended, so we're just going to go on to the next round where we are attacking now. Spawning in, we just run towards point A until we run into somebody to fight. But it looks like we actually got to point A almost at the same time, if not before they did. So as I clear a few people out of this doorway, I drop a nade to deny more area as we get the bomb set up and are already in a large advantage over the enemy. Being that we already have the bomb set up so early into the round, I actually push up to try and screen the enemy. But I'm not 100% sure where they're coming from because I don't know the map, so I look left instead of right and I walk into an absolute clusterfuck. I spawn on some teammates on point B that actually already have the bomb set up there, and it looks like this is going to be a swift round, so I continue to push up and just play aggressive. When I see a shit ton of them in the building there, I could push up at them like I normally would, but I'm trying to screen, so I actually just need to hold my spot and slow them down from getting to the bomb site. I overextend off of a kill on the right when I should have backed up and taken a moment to reload and reset, and I get pushed and taken out. Thankfully, while I wasn't paying attention, some absolute champion comes over and reses me, and we continue to screen while the round comes to an end. This match was a little bit more one-sided than the first one, but there's not many opportunities to talk about screening, considering by the time you get set up on a point, most of the time you're already getting pushed. Screening, when you're able to do it, is very good because you can take a few kills and rotate back, meaning you get basically free pickups and slow the push as you get back to the defensive position on point, which should favor you anyway. I would really appreciate feedback from you guys because this is my first time trying to do this for BattleBit. I don't know how it fits, I don't know if it's off theme, I don't know if it's just not right, I don't know what you guys wanted to hear about, I don't know what seems like it's relevant or irrelevant, so please let me know what you guys do or do not like so I can make these better going forward, and I'll see you next time.